Hey everybody, and welcome to Stock Abilities. Today I'm going to be covering a bar chart review for 2020. This is a free stock tool for research, analysis, and whatever other purpose you might want to use, whether it's technicals or fundamentals. You can find it all here right through Barchart. Barchart completely free, costs absolutely nothing. They have a Premier feature, but you really don't need it. I'll cover that a little bit later in the video. But essentially, you can do a quick market overview. You can see a sectors, kind of like a heat map of how well they're doing. Currently, utilities today are doing the best, and consumer staples, materials, information technology, real estate, and then it goes down and down to show you what's doing the worst in the market today. You can see the stock market leaders. Tesla is running the most at the very moment through with a 2.80% change. Apple, Amazon, Nvidia, Zoom doing pretty heavily down today. You got Microsoft up, you got AMD up, and so on and so forth. You have popular ETF funds you could check out. You could see basically a chart of the day. You can use see unusual options activity with MPW, Nikola, so on and so forth. Remember, this is 100% free, costs you absolutely nothing. If you want more in depth about options, sweeps, and all that kind of stuff, check out a link in the description below there. But we're going to go into a little bit more further here. You got watch lists, you got a portfolio manager, you got price news alerts, screeners, you got trading signals, and all this other fun stuff. And we'll break it down here in this video. One of my favorites here is basically as they refer to it, the trader's cheat sheet. If you're new to trading, this is a great tool to utilize. You got Fibonacci, moving averages, highs and lows, RSI, a lot of basic pivot points and resistance points. 38.2% is a pretty common one that they look for a Fibonacci retracement. If you want more information on that, also check out uh, in the videos section there, I'll have a link and it'll be like a kind of a stock market tutorial. Goes through all the different features and all that kind of stuff to learn different indicators, a whole bunch of exciting stuff like that. But just wanted to break down this all the features on bar charts. I'm not going to get too much into that, but short answer is you could find a quick level of support resistance, whether it's through SPY or whether it's through an actual specific stock. Pretty easy to look at, see, scroll up and down. You got your supports and your resistance. You got, the pivot points and all that fun stuff. Just kind of like another feature that they have here is opinions, basically. You could see what they feel the percentage are likely encouraging whether to buy or not. Just based on their own personal input and their own averages through technicals and stuff like that. As you can see here, like the 20 to 50 day MACD oscillator says buy, 20-day moving average says sell. All these indicators, and it says buy, 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 buy. Long term, apparently they're recommending 100% to buy. And, different basic resistance levels, second resistance point, first resistance, last price, first support level, second support level, a lot of little basics here that you can get through bar chart. So if anything, it's a good tool to utilize. Essentially, you could get a free bar chart membership and you get back tested, opinions to see how well the stock performed based on what they personally said and recommended and how much you would have potentially made by following their own input. So you can see here with just an example of a Boeing chart with their 7-day directional indicator and all that kind of stuff. So you can see how their personal opinions performed based on whether they said to buy or sell. So, just using this on a basic swing long basis, you might be able to turn a decent profit. Going a little bit further here, this is kind of just another little basic breakdown of moving averages and things like that. Nothing too complicated on that. Relative strength percent, historic volatility, MACD oscillator, average volume, what's going on the 5-day, 20-day, 50-day, 100-day. So this is kind of like a quick viewpoint. So you can see everything that's going on throughout the given ranges over the last year to date, basically. Another little feature here. Daily prices, you can see the open, the high, the low, and get a rough range of what it was. So like if you wanted to check out yesterday, you can see what it opened at, you can see what it was high at, you can see what the low was pretty easily right here in a nice little viewpoint. Nothing all that complicated. You can see in the 5 day, different time frames again, making it very simple for you to utilize. Just remember, this is all free, costs absolutely nothing. It's a great tool to be utilizing. You can, they have an app too, which I'm going to do a review of later on, that makes it a little bit easier to flip through all of this. But I just wanted to cover this on the website version for today. So you can see here, just basic news headlines. If you want news headlines, you can get the latest on your particular ticker, whether it's SPY or something else. Pretty straightforward. You can get some breaking out news alerts, things like that. Going a little bit further, if you want to see, like what is SPY, it does a breakdown of that. If you wanted a breakdown of a specific company, what have you, you could see that its name is Spider S&P 500 ETF. It's an underlying index in the S&P 500 index. You could see when when its inception was, which was 1993. You can see its alpha, you can see its beta, you can see its standard deviation, all this stuff, shares outstanding. If you want to learn more about that, once again, make sure to check out in my channel here. I'll have it in a little breakdown for you can watch a video about for beginning at the stock market and beginning at options trading, and you can learn all these different things and what they mean. I cover most of what they mean in those videos, so make sure to check that out. You could see when their last dividends were. A lot of information, pretty straightforward. If you wanted to see what their competitors are, so let's say you were looking at a particular ticker, no matter what it was, and you said, well, what's something similar to this that I might be able to invest in? That is basically what this does, and these are like essentially competitors to SPY. So they might have very similar holdings, and then you can see how they're performing on a 52-week low, 52-week high, how they're performing today. Gives you kind of a quick look at all these different ones here, and you can kind of pick and choose and decide on your own what you feel is worth it to get into. Going a little bit further here, these are, as they refer to it, constituents. Basically, they're different holdings and what percentage of the holding. For example, SPY currently holds mostly at the top tier here: Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Facebook, Google, Berkshire, and Johnson and Johnson. So if any of these are moving big up or big down, they usually have a relatively huge impact on the share price overall. The only time this can kind of differ is if maybe a whole sector is moving up or down, and then that brings a big percentage of that holding to drag it up or down. SPY holds a lot of different stocks, and they all, variations of percentages, so it can fluctuate if a specific sector is hit. But this is supposed to represent kind of an overall market that gets in the ETFs. Cover that in another video if you want to check that out. Make sure to like this video, comment below that you'd like to see that, and of course share it and subscribe and all that kind of fun stuff to get that information. Uh, One of the last things I was going to cover here was the options pricing, which apparently is struggling to load at the moment. Okay, here it comes. Essentially, options, cover that in a video in the channel. You could check that out for if you're a beginner in options trading. Won't get too much into that here in this video, but essentially you can see the different strikes. You can see the bid ask, all that kind of fun stuff. And this is live data. You could check different expirations. You could check, in the money, out of the money, what have you. Different variations on that. ETF comparison feature. You can compare ETFs, see how they're performing compared to others. You could do this with individual stocks too. So if you wanted to see how Microsoft is compared to Tesla, or Microsoft compared to Apple, or whatever ticker you want, you can utilize for this purpose. Really doesn't matter. And you can kind of do those comparisons. As you can see here, it does a breakdown of SPY, IVV, and VOO, and you can see their open, high, low, last change percent, 20-day average volume. You can obviously see that SPY gets significantly more volume than IVV and VOO. And 20-day moving averages, the weighted alpha, their opinion of how worth it is to buy, the different performance between each one, and so on and so forth. Fundamental aspects. If you're looking at an individual ticker, you'll have annual sales and all that kind of stuff. And then their most recent earnings and all that kind of stuff right here in an easy, compact, quick look view. So if you're just doing some basic research, not a tool to use while you're actively trading, but if you just wanted to check and get an idea of how it might perform on a week to week or a year to year basis, this is a great portion on the bar chart tool there. And we're going to hop into the next part here. Struggling to load once again. I think that might be more my internet than anything else. We're going to see how if it's going to load or not. Otherwise, I'm going to skip this portion. I'm not really sure which portion I was on. Okay, here we go. Basically, it's a screener, basic screener. You can do different filtering and stuff like that. Slowly come into load here. All right, there we go. Basically, you could choose a sector, you could choose a market cap, you could choose an average volume and different highs and ranges and stuff like that. And you could screen it and you can get it to automatically screen if you wanted to use the Barchart Premier. Personally, there's better screeners out there. This is not one of the better ones. If you want a better screener, I would recommend FinViz. I'll cover that in a more updated video, but I do have a video of that on this channel from an older version. Going into the next part here, just to wrap up the video, they do have Barchart Premier if you really want to pay for a tool, but they already offer plenty of stuff for free, as they say. But the Premier, it's no more annoying ads, unlock more tools, watch list and portfolio experts, just a lot of different equivalent things you might expect for a paid tool. But Barchart itself is free. This is their Barchart Premier that offers all this. You got your own custom charts, you got your own price alerts and trading strategies and hypothetical trading results, Premier support, and you can start a trial. Here's the kind of comparison of what you get for Premier versus the free version. I don't know if I'd personally recommend Premiere. They give plenty for free. A lot of the stuff they give for free, I would think that they would have charged for, but they don't. Even with the cheat sheet and different technical opinions and stuff, you'd think that. But just a quick rundown for the free membership. No ads, obviously, Premiere site preferences, personalized settings for a Premiere experience, so you can have your own little custom look on it, so you can have more advanced option screeners. Once again, I would check out in the description below for a better option screener than Barchart is likely to provide. It's similar to Flow Algo and all that kind of stuff. You can check that out in the description below. You got download historical data back to 2000, January 1st, 2000. Free membership, you can do that. There are tools that you can do that for free online. Even with Thinkorswim, you can join and check that out. It does a lot of details on that kind of stuff. You don't really need to pay for that. You got screeners that are more sophisticated. You got watch lists. You got top stock picks and futures trading guides and a lot of different things, grid charts, end of day reports, watch list screener information in a CSV file, real time price alerts. A lot of places you can get real time price alerts if you want. You get to any broker, you can set up alerts for that, so that's not really that unique. And then you got the free membership. You can kind of follow along with some of the stuff without even paying anything. You get a free watch list, portfolios, custom screeners you can save, and basic price alerts, all for free. And then they say if you love it, you love it. If you don't, you don't. You can return it. That's up to you if you want to check it out. I personally, I think $30 a month is a bit extreme for that cost. I don't know. Someone might be interested. I figured I'd bring it in and bring it up to do a full review of that. It's a 30-day, 100% money back guarantee, blah, blah, blah. Not going to get too much more into that, but that basically sums up Barchart. Barchart has this free version that gives all this stuff for free. You can do Premiere if you want, but all this stuff's already for free, so what's the point? I mean, you got this main news area, all these main news alerts. A lot of the basic stuff that an average trader is going to utilize is all here in one place. It's not going to be elsewhere. These are all free, like this cheat sheet thing that I showed you guys earlier. Kind of taking a little bit to load here. My internet's kind of dragging today, but as you can see here, different, things like that. You got the cheat sheet, you got all these other things that I've covered, the opinions and other features. I'm not even logged into the website right now, and it's showing me all this information. So you really don't even need a logged in account in order to utilize any of this stuff. Some of the features like this you do, like the theoretical range of profits that you might have made. a lot of these are basically up to you if you want to utilize or not. It's crashed there for some reason. But basically, as you can see, I think you guys get my point on this as to what I'm referring to. There's a lot of features all in one place, completely free to utilize. You can do charts and things like that as well. And, lots of other little mini different features there. And obviously, US, Canada, UK, Australia, Europe. So it's not just the US markets you can follow on this. And you can see, utilize all this in just one place. It's just one tool. As I mentioned before, for those still listening, basically, if you'd like to see a video on the app version of this, I personally like the app version better. It's more compact, and you can kind of flip your finger and go through all these rather than flip a tab. You can do that. You can do push notifications as well, but that's all I'm going to cover in this video, and I thank you guys for listening in, and you have a wonderful day. Any other videos, website reviews, things like that you'd like to see, whether it's Barchart, whether it's something else, just leave it in the comments below. Make sure to like this video. That helps. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Click the bell notification to basically get alerts when new videos come out, things like that. You get it right to your mobile phone or, tablet or computer, what have you, whatever you might be using. But I'll see you guys all on the other side on the trading floor or wherever you might be following me at or talking to me at. Usually on Discord, link to that in the description below so you can get more information on different trades I might make and long-term suggestions, things like that, more in depth. And make sure to check out all the other exciting videos that this channel has to offer. Some will probably be popping up here in just a second to show you. So think about them. Make sure to check everything out and see you guys later on.